Hi, everybody. I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb. Welcome to the ARTyRV
Hey, everybody.
tonight. It's so good to see everyone. We have a full house, and I see y'all are coming in just as we came live. And thank you for being here tonight.
Oh, it's been quite a day, Barb. We've been really busy,
We have been.
and it's been a great week. I hope everybody had a good week, this past week.
Yes, we have had a good week.
We've been busy.
Well, it's Monday, so the week is just beginning.
Yeah, so I want to say hi to Jim and Beth and Michael for stopping in the store last week. It was quite a surprise. It was very nice meeting you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, so if you'd like for us to answer a question, just put it in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer. Stained glass, anything about stained glass, just put it in the chat. I don't think we have any questions yet, but welcome everyone. If you're watching us on the rerun, I'm having trouble tonight.
We won.
We won. Also, welcome. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, and if you haven't had time to subscribe to our channel yet, if things that we do help you out, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel because that also helps us grow.
And remember, we always love the super chats and super stickers,
Right.
and they help us grow our channel. So thank you so much for those of you who've been doing that. And if you want to do it again, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Hey, everybody, Ray's in the house tonight. Thanks for everything you do, Ray. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ray.
So, so if you have a question, just put it in the chat. And tonight, guess what? I did remember the Catspaw glass. And I have a beautiful amber and opalum Catspaw that I actually had for a restoration piece. And so it turned out pretty nice. But I just brought a small piece of that so that we can share it with you. And
Yeah.
it's really a fun glass to cut.
He hasn't really been practicing, but I think he cut a couple pieces. It's a little bit different.
It's a little bit different, but you know what? We're going to take our time and we're going to talk about it and see if, so that when you decide you're going to use some Catspaw, because the texture is gorgeous, that you're going to use some Catspaw, then you'll feel very confident about cutting that glass. So.
We do have a question.
Hey.
So MB wants to know, that's Mary Beth, she wants to know any reason not to use window glass in the blank areas of a sun catcher. I like the way the thicker art glass stands out and the window glass vanishes. Any possible structural issues?
No, the glass is going to be the same, other than it's not colored. And it does, actually, more than anything, I think it would probably create more structural integrity for the piece that you're working on by filling in those voids with clear glass. Don't you, Barb?
What's that now?
It would create more structural integrity by filling in empty voids with clear window glass.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Instead of leaving it empty.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah, so don't worry about doing that. Window glass, the only drawback about window glass or clear glass is that it's a little harder to clean, but if you take your time and do that, it looks good.
Fingerprints. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but that's a good question. Good question.
Yeah, I like the way, I think the Augustine machine, he did the octopus.
And filled it in.
I don't know if that was clear window glass or just a clear textured glass, but I remember that that negative space, and it adds a lot.
Right, and it also gave him a nice place to hang that octopus from too. So yeah, that's right. That was in last week's viewer showcase. Thanks, Augustine. Machine.
Augustine machine. Okay, let's see. I think we had a newcomers here tonight. If you're new here tonight, welcome. We always enjoy getting new people in, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so.
Yeah, welcome to the ARTyRV channel, guys. So I guess you've been seeing Barbara's shorts, and then and I guess our new logo's out there, right, Barb?
Yeah, it is.
Our new logo's out there. So just in case you like the new logo, let us know because we'd appreciate it. And so those are the new things that are coming up, along with that were involved within the media thing that we're doing with the South Carolina Arts Commission. So
Okay, did I get MB's question?
We did.
I did?
I thought we
Okay.
did.
Did you have another one, or is that the only one? Okay. All right. I thought we did, unless you had another one. Okay.
Everything looks so nice
Karen
in
had a
here tonight, Barb.
question. Karen, have you two ever done anything other than stained glass and blowing glass?
Well, we've walked around the park a couple times.
He's done a few things.
Yeah, we've done a few things, but pretty much my whole adult life has been glass, and so I guess I started doing glass when I was 17. I guess so. It was a summer job after school, out of school, and just fell in love with it. So, and then it took a few years later, but then I met Barbara, and then I fell in love with her. So I'm just
There you
once
go.
I fall in love with it,
Everything
that's it.
changes. Magali's in France. Hi,
Are you-
Magali.
Are you going to be there for the Olympics?
Are you staying for the Olympics, or are you just chilling?
Well, that's good. Have a fun trip, hon.
Yeah, it sounds lovely.
It does.
Yeah, and so anything else you did, Ed, besides, what did you say you did? You worked swimming pools.
Yeah,
You
I
worked
mean,
as a cook.
yeah, I wash
You worked at
dishes.
the amusement park.
Yeah, I washed dishes when I was like, in my early teens, 12, 13, 14, 15.
It's funny, Ed's first job was washing dishes.
Yeah.
That was my first job, was washing dishes.
Yeah.
My first job was washing dishes for the priests in the rectory at the Catholic church. And I got paid $1 a night plus tips. And I usually made about $5 or $10 a night because the priests were very generous.
Well, I guess so. They didn't have to do the dishes,
And I
Barb.
was only 12, and
Oh, that's
so I made,
awesome.
sometimes I made $10.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, when I was washing dishes, and I remember this, it was $1.10 an hour, and I worked in the restaurant below in the hotel. But oddly enough, as Barbara and I got to know one another and everything, she would be staying in that hotel upstairs, and I would be downstairs washing dishes. And that is just one of many opportunities that we had to meet each other
That we did.
that we didn't. It's really funny, And we're thinking sometimes we probably were at Cedar Point on the same day at the same time in the same summer.
We may have been.
We
don't
may
know.
have been. You never know, but we didn't.
Okay.
We didn't. Anyway,
And
those are
so,
things. It's all good.
They might not be interested, but then whenever I quit washing dishes and got a real job when I was older, I worked in a picture framing. Did some picture framing for a framing shop, and then Karen, you're so sweet. Karen gifted some.
Oh, hey, Karen. Thank you. That's awesome.
That is very sweet, Karen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So anyway, what
Finish
did
your
I
story,
say?
Barb.
I
You were
forget
talking.
what I was saying.
Well,
I'm
after you got
excited
done
to-
at the rectory and making all those tips.
When I got older, I did framing. So that's when I was really first introduced to cutting glass. And the lady that worked there made it seem like it was a big, mysterious thing. And she wouldn't let me go into the basement because only the old glass cutter was allowed down in the basement.
With the glass cutting
glass.
machine.
So that was kind of a fun job. So anyway, that was
Yeah.
when I was only, I think I was 17. So those were my first two jobs.
When I was 17.
And then I worked in radio. But anyway,
Yeah. She worked in advertising, and that's when I met her. And the rest, y'all, is history.
thank you, Karen. That means a lot to us.
It does,
And
Karen. Thank
Mary
you.
said thank you very much.
She saw it too.
I saw a TV show this morning that said something about they're doing some kind of a study to try to figure out what different barks mean for dogs.
Oh yeah, how they
So,
talk.
Yeah. So Mary would be a good one for them because
She
she
would
talks
be.
a lot.
Yeah, she does. She does.
She talks too
If
much.
we could send her to school and she wouldn't have to talk as much, that would
Yeah,
be good.
yeah.
But they would
Try-
send notes home says Mary talks too much during class.
Yeah, definitely. Like this one used to do that.
What?
So, thank you, Karen, again. Look at all these people that are going to have
benefit
a
from that,
membership.
Karen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that means a lot,
That's
Karen.
awesome.
Thank you. Okay, if you guys have any questions, I probably
Just
missed
let
them
us know. We
because
got
it
a little.
probably went.
We got just a little bit of time left. 55, 50, 55, 60, 75 minutes.
Okay, MB says they're glad to hear that that's no problem. They're playing with textures and thicknesses to get the effect that they want and don't like voids.
Yeah, and if you're looking for that, also, you know, if you're doing copper foil work, you could also take advantage of the new part 2 decorative soldering video that Barbara just put out, and that you could also change your look like that too, MB.
Yeah, and so we're going to use that soldering book for another upcoming video. It's not going to be on texturing solder, but we're going to go over some soldering techniques. And Ed's going to show you, but he's going to use the notebook so that you guys can practice with that notebook. You know, so you don't have to say, oh, I got to think of something to do. You just have that notebook there.
Right.
You can practice your soldering, and he's going to show you.
And if you run out of
tips.
things to do, go ahead and build you a notebook, because it's coming.
Yeah, so build a notebook, and but it's coming up. Just watch that decorative soldering video 1, and that teaches you how to make your notebook.
Right.
And you only need 5.
5 or 6 panels.
5 or 6 panels for the video that's coming up.
Because we're going to go over a lot of things, including the things that Barbara went over, and we're just going to reiterate on those
And then
things.
put it all in one video. So if you having problems, you can just go to that video and kind of solve your problems and troubleshoot.
Yeah,
You know?
because
So-
the 2 things that most people have trouble with, Barb, are soldering and glass cutting.
Yes.
And so we're working out the curriculum for a weekend intense glass cutting and soldering class. And that's all you're going to do. We're not worried about how we put it all together. We're going to learn how to cut glass, and we're going to learn how to solder. And then all those frustrations will be gone, and the rest of it's easy, everybody.
Well, and 2, I think that what you had planned on doing was you'll make a notebook
Right.
that first day glass cutting class. And, I don't know. Will you have time to foil it, though?
Well,
you'll have to. if
Yeah,
you're
we'll
gonna
have
teach
to. So
soldering.
we'll take probably the last. What I was thinking, we take the last hour of class, strip out 5 1-inch wide strips, and grind them, foil them really quick, because everybody has already been into that. It's no big deal. We shouldn't have to talk about how we're going to foil it, how we're going to grind it. What we need to do is make a notebook, because Sunday, everybody, we are learning how to solder, and you're going to learn how to solder different ways, and you're going to develop your own technique all in one day.
So that's going to be in the in-house cutting and soldering classes that'll be coming up soon. We don't have the whole curriculum. We don't have the dates yet, but just think about, if that's something you might want to do. It'll be a weekend workshop.
Yeah.
But we do have a video coming up that will take you through
Right.
that process.
And lunch will be included, because we don't want you to be hanging out all day working your fanny off and not being able to eat. But we are concerned about all the questions that we get about glass cutting and soldering. And I think that it's if we can put a small class together where everybody learns everything, and we can work it out where we can get several people in there and eliminate all this frustration, we'll be happy to. So, oops, I just stumped my toe.
Tips for cutting super textured glass: accordion, herringbone, etc.
Well, they're all, again, the thing about it is if you're just a novice, these glasses are all really difficult to work with. And it's not because they're textured or anything. It's because in your mindset, you think you need to push harder on the cutter because the glass is more textured, or you're trying to cut the glass too fast, or you're using the wrong angle glass cutter. The wheel is a wrong angle. Now, typically, guys, So the glass cutting wheel on a metal glass cutter. I don't know if I have one, but the old ball handle glass cutter. All right, so that wheel's like a 120-degree angle on it, and when you look at that wheel, it looks like it comes right to a point. Okay, it's really that glass cutter is designed for cutting window glass and for cutting mirrors, things like that. First glass cutter I used for probably 3 or 4 years before I got a super cutter, a Score One super cutter, and then I started cutting mirrors like that. But the wheel that I have on my glass cutter, my personal glass cutter, is 140 degrees. And I am not afraid to cut anything. What I've decided is that the 140 degree wheel, and I've read a little bit more about this, is that is the most common wheel for all the thicknesses of glass. The 120 degree is very pointed. It's very, you can't really describe it as sharp because you would be hard pressed to cut yourself with it. But it's definitely pointed, and it requires much more technique to operate. The wider head on this wheel right here is really good for cutting a lot of different glasses. And when we start cutting glass on this Catspaw Kokomo here, most of your glasses, even though they're textured on one side really heavy, they're also textured on the front side as well. And if you're moving your cutter too fast, not paying attention to what you're doing, and you're sliding your cutter, which I see it all the time in the classes that I teach, you're going over top of hills and everything, and guess what? You slide your cutter and drag it instead of rolling it. And you know what that creates? It creates a mess. And it creates the fact that your glass is not going to break correctly because of the fact. Loci, you're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Loci.
And so, just think about that. And it's a lot. It really is a lot. But I'm a real stickler for learning how to cut glass. But I'm real stickler even more for learning how to cut it correctly. And, because glass cutting can be really frustrating. And just because my early years background is in high rises and working with curtain walls and a bunch of stuff that some of y'all won't even know what I'm talking about. But when I got into the art glass end of it, I already had the cutting skills that I needed. What I needed to do was develop my pattern cutting skills and to be able to develop those skills to cut anything that comes across the counter. And that's what I've done. And it's, what? They break it breaks on me just like it breaks on you. Okay? I'm not perfect, and I really don't pretend to be, because it does break on me. And I can almost bet you this Catspaw is not going to break right tonight, because it's just not going to. It's the way it is. But Barbara's going to share something.
Anything that comes across the counter.
Anything that comes across the counter. Where's Pauline at?
Pauline.
Hey, Pauline. Barbara, look what Barbara's putting on my shoulder. Check that out, guys. You want to know something to do with your burned out light bulbs? Here, I'll put it right here. We'll put it down here and let everybody see it. What you can do with your burned out light bulbs. Pauline, one of our viewers, she sent this to me along with some other things, and I want y'all to look at this. This is just isn't this great? So this is a candelabra light bulb, y'all, with some copper foil on it and some wire. And isn't that awesome? That looks like it could crawl on you, okay?
Yes.
Pauline, you know what? Barbara,
I don't see her here today.
she's probably not here tonight, but
okay.
she'll get us on the rerun. And Pauline, thank you for the bugs. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pauline.
And Nina, thank you. And Karen, thank you for all the members. We appreciate each and every one of you and what you do to support the ARTyRV channel. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat.
Put them in the chat, and we'll get some things rolling here. So we had Barbara did a short too about the silver snick glass cutter, the 4000, the brass handled one, and that's a sweet cutter, Barbara.
Yeah,
it's a sweet cutter.
And I think that was a video when we first got it, when we first used it. That's why I shared it, because some people are like, they want to see it in action.
Hey,
the whole video was him.
There's the girl. Oh, there she is. She's saying hi.
She is.
Hi, everybody.
You're gonna be a good girl tonight. She's gonna be a good girl.
She's being big as she can be, and she knows she has snacks coming tomorrow, but not today.
That's right. Okay, do we want to remind everyone when the show's coming up in October?
Well, we need to, we need to remind them. And guys, if y'all are doing any shows, try to drop it in the chat there and remind us what shows you're doing to allow our viewers to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. If you're doing a show, you're welcome to put that show in the chat and let your fellow artists know about it, or know that you're going to be there. Stained Glass Association of America is October 2nd and through the 6th.
Okay.
And
and that's in Missouri.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Kansas
in
City,
Missouri.
stainedglass.org is the website. And then the Albuquerque International Balloon Fest.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Balloon Fest.
When is that, Barb? When is the Balloon Fest?
October 5th through October 13th.
So you can go to St. Louis, okay? St. Louis, go to the glass show, and then tip on down and see Larry Mary, because, he's on the board for that balloon festival. And
Hey, Larry.
Hey, Larry. Thank you. If you're out there watching us on the rerun and everything, thank you for everything you do, and we appreciate you letting us know what's going on with the balloon festival.
And then the Corning Museum has the opening of their new glass theater in June. Oh, it is June.
It is June.
I think it's like June 24th. They have a special event.
Oh, that'd be great. So if you haven't been to Corning yet,
I don't know the details.
do it.
Something wrong with our mic? I don't know. Is there? Maybe it's just me.
It could be Barbara.
Okay. What's wrong? Okay.
It's right there.
What? Can you see it?
Right there. It's working good.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
We had the microphone maybe leaning over this way, and my voice projects deeper or longer than Barbara's does.
Okay.
So. We back on?
Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Okay. Love the new logo. When's the swag coming out? Okay, I think I saw that earlier. Yes, hats, pins, shirts. Working on it.
Stickers.
We're going to have stickers. We called our apron and hat guy, and he's looking, but we think we've decided to go with black.
I think black because of the new colors are like.
He was looking for different colored aprons, but we decided that logo would look best on black. So look for that in a couple months. I wish it would be quicker, but we still don't know. You'll probably be able to order
the aprons first
on the website,
on
our
the website,
on our personal
and the hats, aprons and hats,
and then on the pins and. I don't know if we'll have shirts, but we'll see.
Right.
We'll do those through something else. Maybe everything will come from the store. That's what we're trying to decide, whether we want to ship it straight to you guys.
Yeah, so we're thinking 2X and 3X shirts if we do shirts. The shirts may be set up to where once we get an order for a certain number of sizes, then we'll print them. Fortunately, our friend that owns the printing company is real easy to work with.
Yeah. Mary Beth, the Volkers are going to be at Bee's Knees in Pinehurst, North Carolina on July 13th.
Okay.
So that's got to be a great show.
Yeah.
Pinehurst is a great little town.
Pinehurst is a beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. I've had the good fortune of being there one afternoon. Never had been there before and was really surprised at how pretty the little downtown is.
We did a bunch of stained glass in a house in Pinehurst.
Yeah, I
a
think
long
I
time
went there
ago.
for the last little
For the last install.
install. Mhm.
Yeah, the install. Because there's a famous golf course there too in Pinehurst, North Carolina.
Okay. Question on copper foil.
Okay.
What size should you use? Because there's so many different sizes.
Well, the most common copper foil size is 7/32. That gives you a nice bite over, with using a 3 millimeter glass or 1/8 inch, which is very common for most art glasses. But the 7/32 is the most common used. And if you can find the blackback, I like that better because the adhesion on the blackback foil is much nicer than just on the silver. I mean,
Stickier for some
on the
reason.
copper back.
I don't
Yeah, I
know
don't know
why.
what it is, but
The black.
yeah, the black 7/32.
7/32 black back if you're using any translucent glass or transparent glass.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Transparent glass. The black back puts a shadow on it that you don't see, so it's pretty.
If you're doing black patina.
Right.
If you're doing copper patina, you would use copper foil.
Right. But not many people do copper patina.
But some people
Some
do.
people do it.
Okay, are we ready for maybe a demo?
Something. I'm not sure what we got going on. So, last week, guys, we talked about cutting fractures and stringers and things like that. And, I brought a piece of glass from the shop. I am not going to cut this glass, but I'm going to show it to you.
What?
And it's one of the most beautiful glasses that we've ever bought. And and it's called it's called Cherry Blossom.
Okay.
Okay, so it's this absolutely gorgeous glass, and there's a place for it. I just am not sure. So Miss Mary's on a walk. That's why I'm thinking it's a good time to get this out.
Do it quick before she gets back.
Because she terrifies me when we come in the house and I'm carrying a piece of glass. She just terrifies me. So I want you to see this, okay? Okay, Barb. Here you go. Look at this.
Can they see it?
I don't know. Put the close-up camera on. Let's see. There. It is.
Oh,
Okay. Can y'all see that?
thank you.
So it has cranberry. It has cranberry and adventurine glass in it. Also, cranberry red and pink frits. Now the frits, y'all, are on top. They're on top. And then the stringers, they picked a beautiful green to go in there. I'm just thinking this is like landscape for something. Okay?
Flowers.
So you let the glass do all the work for you, but this is absolutely gorgeous. And it's called Cherry Blossom, and it is a bullseye. And, don't ask me the number on it because the sticker on it says 1982. Okay? I have no idea.
Wonder if they probably still make
They
it.
probably still make that, but I got one.
It's pretty.
And I just wanted to share that with y'all. I'll sit myself back down. And
I did have another question. Nancy wanted to know, she has some Dal de Verre samples in a variety of colors. They are about 1 inch thick and 1 by 2 inch each. Any ideas?
yeah, faceted glass. Well, that's typically, those glasses are used in epoxy resin stained glass windows. And you can see those windows in a lot of different churches. And but I'm not sure how you could put them together. I have in the past seen lamps that were like they put copper foil around it, and then they do all this really soldering and everything, and they make a little 4-sided lamp that's probably 4 inches by 12 inches, and then they just put a little cap on it. Now I've seen those, and those were real popular actually back in the 70s, weren't they, Barb? Mm-hmm. People were making those back in the 70s, and I've seen them in junk shops for several $100s. So think about it. You know, those that we used to have a sample set of about 300 colors of those faceted pieces of glass, and I don't know whatever happened to them, but we did a repair one time on a faceted window.
So
remember?
you saying that just reminds me. Have you seen those inexpensive? Now maybe you were talking about this, but the inexpensive lights that you find in the Home Depot stores, but they have just regular glass, or they might have plexiglass in them.
The frame.
Just the frame.
Yeah.
With the frame, I think you could probably stack that and glue it.
Oh, it'd be awesome, I think.
Maybe make a light out of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe leave the back open so you can put the bulb in.
You don't have to worry about copper foiling the whole 1-inch thick piece of glass. All you have to copper foil is the edge. Mm-hmm. And then you can stick as many of them together as you want.
Make a little wall and then glue it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just thinking my mind.
Because they probably are some absolutely gorgeous colors. Some of the faceted glass has some really pretty colors. And you know, if I'm not mistaken, I think Wismac still makes the cast glass for faceted windows. If I'm not mistaken.
Thank you, Magali. We did answer Nancy's question. Nancy, we answered your question. I hope you got a chance to listen to it. Thank you for the heads up, Magali. And we have a question here from Drew.
Okay, hey.
Working on recalking 100-year-old windows to use for a greenhouse, and I cracked an 18 by 12 piece of glass. Oh, I thought that was a question. Oh, no. Okay, well, sorry about that. Yeah, that's.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
To replace it.
Expensive.
We have it in stock, but it's expensive as all get out. Oh, Nigel's got a question too.
A question on red glass. Is all red glass flash glass?
No, it's not. No, all red glass is not flash glass. Flash glass is, well, you know how it's made. But red sheet glass is usually just the color red, and it comes in a variety of colors. And there are a variety of recipes out there that all of the glass manufacturers hold dearly to their chest, and they don't let it go anywhere. But yeah, different reds. But flash glass, of course, is clear blown glass bubble. Started out with clear, and then a red dip into a red tank, and then the piece is made.
Right.
Okay, so while the glass blower or the gaffer is turning the cylinder and blowing his air into it, this is what's creating all the striations in your antique glass. And if you look at Fisher art glass, man, you know, when they make those cylinders and cut them and everything, some of the most beautiful antique glass in the world is made by Fisher.
Did I share a Fisher antique glass
Don't you have a
video
vase?
On Facebook the other day? Was
Oh,
that
you did.
Fisher?
That was Fisher. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's Fremont. I'm sorry.
It was Fremont.
That's Fremont.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same difference. But yes.
Still made the old-fashioned way by hand.
Drew wanted to know if we thought it would be hard to find a replacement for that 18 by 12 piece of glass.
A 12 by 18, Drew, probably not going to be, if it's 100 years old, that would be the 1920s. So that's going to be, that's just going to be what they call restoration glass. It's not going to be heavy restoration. Heavy restoration is like prior to 1900.
Well, it's 100 years old.
And it's 100 years old, so it's just the regular restoration. We just that contractor bought a bunch of it and put in that gray house downtown.
That's right.
And so yeah, 8 by 12.
I don't know how much, but
I'm not. It's usually about $50 a square foot plus shipping, and Sunshine has it.
Just tell them what,
Franklin has it. Just give them a year. Yeah.
and you'll be able to get it. And
But I'm
the
pretty
shipping-
sure. Go ahead.
Shipping will cost probably more than the glass.
Probably.
I don't
And don't just get a 12 by 18. Get 2 of them. You know,
you'll have it.
they'll get them, but they do have them, and it's called, because see the sheet size on that, the sheet size is 16 by 20 and 18 by 24. So you'll get 2 12 by 18s out of one of those sheets, and it probably cost you a little over $100 for it. So, but if you're interested in keeping that integrity of your greenhouse, go for it.
Good night, Magali. Magali's going to sleep. It's
I
2
guess
a.m.
you
in
are.
France.
Good night. Good night, Magali. Thanks for tuning in.
But
huh?
Nigel's still here.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Let's see.
Thanks for sticking with us, Nigel.
Yeah. Magali's a party pooper. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Let's do a glass demo. How about
let's
that?
do it. Well, let's talk about a couple of things. We've already talked about the bug that Pauline gave us. Well, that doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
The glass bug that
it's
Pauline
only
gave us.
$12.35,
Okay.
and where Nigel's at.
Okay.
That's why.
It's only $12.35. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, you know, I told y'all last week too, this because I forgot this last week. So Barb's going to flip me over and get my camera going here, and we're going to talk just for a moment about this great little piece of equipment that will go on your
Sorry.
in
My
your,
eyes don't focus. They're-
Oh yeah, Barbara's getting her eyes done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's
Be able to
awesome.
see. Be
I
able to
know.
focus.
So this is your foil caddy here, y'all. Okay. And when you're copper foiling, and you're just like, you know, this happens to you. Okay. Now I've taken this.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I
It's
was
okay.
I was trying to get rid of the Mary Cam because she's
Oh,
not
no.
here.
It's okay. We're good. So this is your copper foil caddy. It holds many different types of foil. And what it does more than anything, y'all, is it keeps everything in check. And when you get done with it, and this is what I do, when you get done with your foiling and everything, you can leave your foil in the caddy. Leave your foil in the caddy, okay? And take it and put it in a Ziploc baggie and close it up. This is going to keep the humidity off of your copper foil, and it's not just sitting out. But you can put it in a baggie and just set it on the shelf, and then there you go, right there, just like that.
I like it because it has all the different sizes for the different size
Yeah,
foils.
and you know what? There's nothing wrong with filling that up, Barb.
That's what I do.
You know, just keep whatever size you need.
So it's always there.
Keep your
ready.
decorative foil in there. Keep your, you know, your really small stuff. Keep your really thick stuff and everything. So this is a little thing. Here we go, Barb. Let's do this right here. So anyway, the foil caddy is a great way for you to keep your foil in check. And also, now here we go. This is your Catspaw right here. Shh. And Miss Mary's here in the house. She just got back from her walk. So this is a Catspaw, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little. You see this color? This is an amber opalum is what it's called. Amber opalum. Now I found this glass at Franklin Art Glass in Ohio, and it was for a restoration job. And y'all know what? The window was built that I had to restore. The window was built back in the early 30s. Okay? And I was able to find this glass from Franklin, and they were able to help me out. And I got a pretty good sized piece of this, but I wanted to bring this to you. Now, the one thing I want you to listen to, so we know that it's textured on this side, and we can look right there, and we can see the texture all along the top right there. See that? Now this glass is thicker than 1/8 of an inch, y'all. It's a little bit thicker. So 3 millimeter is 1/8. And I'm guessing this is probably closer to 3.5 because of the way it's rolled. And it comes in goofy size sheets. This was a really goofy size sheet too. But I want you to hear this. This is the smooth side, everybody. Ready? Now what I found is sometimes this glass, when you take your running pliers and you squeeze it, a lot of times your running pliers aren't going to take it all the way out. So what I do is I take my knuckle, that knuckle right there, put underneath of it, and I pull down and away. So again, this is what I found with these glasses that are rolled like this. You know, Kokomo has the annealing process down pat. You can't argue with the way they anneal their glass. But because of this texture is pretty much on both sides, I mean, it might as well be, you're going to have to and take your time going across it. When you get into a hole, drive out. Listen to that. It's just it's so coarse, y'all, that there we go. So there we have it. And this is a pretty edge. And you can take, you can get this different, we can go in here and we're going to go through that. And we're going to try and start the run. And we did. We started the run. So here's the whole key to this is we're taking our time going over top of it. And now we're going to come back from the other side. And if you notice, I'm not right here on the edge. I'm not right there because you don't want to do that. The whole idea is we want this corner right here. And if you're going to do that, you're not going to get it. So here we go. Okay, so we just ran that out. Wow, it's not coming out. So we're going to turn our running pliers upside down. And break it the opposite direction so that will come out. So that looks like that, and then we can come in here and we can go like that. And we make a pretty little eye and a smile. Thank you guys. I hope that helps you out with this glass because cutting textured glass, this is just one of many textures that are available to you, of course. But you know, when you're cutting glass, guys and gals, take your time going over those hills and down in those valleys and give that, and you don't have to press any harder. You just move slower. That's all. Just move slower around the cutting wheel and make sure, because it does happen. It does happen. When you're scoring your glass and you go to turn it, you'll slide. And if you slide, you're going to end up with a little bit of a problem because now your cutter, the surface of the molecules is not separated correctly. And there's a good shot of Miss Mary right there.
There she is.
Yeah, there she is.
There's the little booger. There's the little bad girl.
She is a bad girl.
She's barking.
So I'm just gonna square this up a little bit, Barb, and because I gotta.
She wants to play. She wants to play. Oh, let me put those up there, mister.
Hang on a second. I just wanted to square this up, but you know what? This is so so rough. I just want our viewers to hear this. Now I'm gonna go against all my rules. I'm not gonna use a square. I'm just gonna push it. So here we go. I want you to hear this because when we get over here in this opalum color, it's very dense. So we have all of these little nooks and crannies that were in and out and up and down, and we just want to take our time with it. And it doesn't matter if we're cutting straight lines or if we're cutting curves or if we're cutting patterns out of this glass. Take your time scoring, and I promise you'll get more scores that are good than you do that are bad. So just take your time cutting. Oh, hey, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
We appreciate that. You got that light dancing tonight. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Michael, did you have a question you needed us to answer? We'd be happy to answer it. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate it very much.
Did you?
I did. I had it going.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Michael. We appreciate it.
I had it going.
Okay, Nigel had a question.
Hey, Nigel. Thanks for staying up with us, by the way.
How is glass textured, Ed? Is it during the firing process by blistering the glass?
Well, glass is textured are usually by rolling it on a mat that has the texture on it, and it's rolled out. And some of the old-fashioned ways of rolling it, and they still do it, is they slide the roller over and turn a little wheel like you were locking a ship's door, and that rolls it across and back again. And then they pick it up with like this shovel that's the same size as the sheet, pick it up, slide it underneath of it, and slide it into what's called a leer, which is where the cooling process takes place. But yeah, so your textures are on a mat underneath of the glass when the glass is rolled out. That's your texture. And you know what's funny is on this piece of glass that I'm looking at right here, the texture isn't right here. So the glass was bigger than the mat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's amazing that the English muffle that's sold today is made from the original. They stopped making English muffle, and then Wismac
picked it up.
The plates,
right?
And so they started making it again.
So that texture,
colors.
That's right.
That texture, it's really a beautiful glass.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they have 18 colors. But they have just a sample set you can buy of English muffle. You can buy that separately.
Oh yeah. That's nice. Beautiful glass to cut.
Yeah, if you're interested in looking at English muffle and working with it, I'll tell you all this: one of the easiest glasses in the world to cut, and probably one of the most beautiful in the light.
It is. It really is. Just the texture of it refracts the light so beautifully. So a lot of people are in love with it.
Yeah, and it's bumpy on both sides, but you know what? Just take your time with it.
It doesn't seem to matter.
No.
As far as cutability.
Well, it's like water glass. You would think you'd cut it on the back side, but you actually cut it water glass on the front side, on the rough side, because that's how it cuts. Easier that way, anyway.
Susan B. asks, is there a rule I can follow about when I should turn my running pliers over?
Well, Susan, if you have used your grousing pliers and run your score this way, and then what happens, y'all? Well, if you run your scores into each other, and then it's easier to take and turn your running pliers upside down. And normally that'll come right out. But the thing about using your running pliers upside down is because the glass breaks. So if you're pulling down on your grousing pliers, that glass just broke at that angle. Right there. Oh, wow. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
We appreciate that. That helps the cause. Everybody, y'all, helps the cause tonight. But So So when you take that and you break that out and you break it out the other direction, what happens is you're using your grousing pliers because your running pliers can't take a curve out like that. They are not designed to do that. So what you want to do is do the grousing pliers into one another, and then so the answer to your question is there's really no rule, okay? But what it is if you're running into each other, because running pliers are not designed to go all the way around that angle, okay? So you have to, I mean, even your running pliers will run into each other, but you're still not going to get that out of there. You're going to have to turn your pliers over, crack it the other direction, and then it'll come out. It's very similar to, like, we were cutting a bunch of tabletops this morning. We had to cut a 5-foot circle for a lady's tabletop. So, once we broke the glass one direction, and then we flipped it and we broke it the other direction, and it did break the other direction. And then we were able to cut it apart and pull the circle out of the glass. So anyway, use your running pliers when you think you might need them. There is really no rule, but typically if you run your score into one another and that piece of glass isn't coming out, just turn your running pliers upside down. Or someone suggested turn your glass upside down. I prefer to turn the pliers upside down, and that way I know exactly what I'm doing. So anyway, give it a shot. Working with your pliers upside down is nothing. It's just it's a trick to get that piece of glass out and save the ears or the points. That's all.
Okay, I Am Ellen says when you start a run from two different directions, where they meet is a molecular mess. It breaks that junction from the other side when you use the
It does. Well, and what it does too is if you look, guys, and that's a great point, I Am Ellen.
molecular mess.
Yeah, when you look at it where this one gets that one, there's always a notch there where the two meet. And if you'll run it each direction and stop it and then take it out, look right there where the two met. There's a little notch there.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you have
In
it.
case you were wondering.
Yeah.
So if you have a question, just put it in the chat.
A molecular mess. That's pretty good.
Thank you, Chris, for the sticker, and we really appreciate it. And if you'd like, so that was
Yeah, we want to welcome Barbara
first
Caldwell
super
to the
sticker. Thank
ARTyRV
you,
Fan
Chris. Yes,
Club.
and we had a lot of members join tonight, new members joining, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
It helps support our channel, and it really helps us bring you new
Quality
content.
Quality programming.
Every day.
That's right.
We try to give you new content every day. I know it doesn't seem
We won't
possible,
get
but
too
we
much
do.
tomorrow. Maybe a short out of tonight, cutting demo or something, because we're working in a church tomorrow that we did the windows 30 years ago, and
We'll get you short.
We'll get you short. Oh yeah, I said we'll probably get a short tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get a short.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
because there's
We get a
shorts
short
all
out
over
every
the
day.
place.
Yeah, just for these guys.
And
They
I'll
like
get some
them. They look
pictures.
forward
I'll
to
get some
them.
pictures of what we're doing tomorrow. So.
Okay, we got some more questions.
Okay, let's go.
Will you please demonstrate again starting the run with the grousers? How much pressure pulling down, out, both? That's from Carla.
Hey, Carla. Hey, thanks for tuning in, and thank you for that comment. That's awesome. So here's the thing about, remember, your grousing pliers are there to hold the glass, and your hands do the work, okay? So we're gonna, I can cut another piece of glass for you, Carla. I don't mind at all. So Barbara's gonna switch over to my camera. I'm inside my little block here. This is my little block.
In your block.
And so Carla, what we're going to do is we're going to try and start. Now y'all can see that right there, that curve. Your running pliers will not go around that curve. It doesn't really matter, and I'll show you because here we go. Hang on. it'll start it. And that's it. And that running pliers took that to right there. See my little mark? That's where that is, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and I'm going to put my index finger and knuckle underneath of that. I'm going to hold the glass with my grousers, and I'm going to pull down ever so slightly. Oop. Now, you see? That's exactly what happens. I pulled down too hard, and I'm probably goofing around and allowing the score to cool off. But what it did is it got around here. It did go around that way, but then it broke off right here. Why? Because I had too much pressure right here. This is going around right there. It'll be probably just be just fine. It'll go right in there, and we'll just take that right out. Just like that. So we got our, and see, that's what I'm keep telling y'all. It happens to me too. Okay, and to get this out, we're probably going to turn our running pliers upside down, just like that. And one more time, right here. There we go. Okay.
Suzanne, I hope that answers your question.
I hope it does, but you know, sorry about that. But here's the thing: you leave that. If you leave that right there,
I did.
right there is where it went out. Right there, where my fingernail is, right there, y'all. And you know what that is? That's an air bubble inside the glass. I'm not making excuses. It broke wrong. It happens to all of us. And you know what? It's a good thing, because if it was easy, if this were easy, I think that everybody would be doing it, and I would be out of a job. So we're going to start a little. And it's probably going to break right here, because I see a little air bubble right there. Watch. See it? Right there. I saw the air bubble right there in the amber. So anyway, that's how it's going, guys. And you can, you know, this glass does work easily. What I found too is I enjoy making small pieces out of glasses that are difficult to cut. So, you know, you don't want to like go crazy and have great big pieces. But these glasses, they're kind of nice to work with. But what I found is like this amber right here's got all kinds of air pockets inside the glass, underneath the glass, the surface. So anyway, here we go. We're going to square this up. And we're just going to take that and squeeze it, and now that is nice and square, we'll put that away. This glass here we'll use for a mosaic, and we'll all be in good shape.
Okay.
So yeah, it doesn't work for me all the time either, guys. And you know, sometimes there's a few words that come out of the glass studio, and Barbara will say, "Is everything okay?"
No.
Yeah, is everything all right?
When is the next viewer showcase, and is there a theme?
Viewer showcase is no theme. Actually, the theme is your work.
Yeah.
The theme is your
Recent work.
Recent work, yeah.
Yeah. It's the first Monday of the month.
Of the month.
Viewer showcase in August. I don't know what that date is, but the first Monday of August.
No, first Monday of July.
First
It's
Monday
only
of
June.
July.
Slow down.
Okay, I'm sorry. First Monday of July. Thank you, Carla. And the first Monday of August.
Carla.
And September and October, November, and December. The first Monday is always viewer showcase. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Carla.
You're a sweetie.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. And so we ask you to send in your work with a short description to viewershowcase@gmail.com.
Right.
So,
And that'll get you in the program.
yeah. And
But we do ask you to get it in before the Sunday prior to that Monday.
Yes.
Because, you know, Barbara's got, it takes a long time to do it, and we would prefer not to be adding
wanna
things
miss
on
anybody.
Sunday. Right, and we don't want to miss anybody.
Okay. Another question. We replaced old windows in our 100-year-old garage. I now have glass that is a full 1/4 inch thick. It is not tempered. How in the hell, how in the heck would I cut it?
You can cut it. It's no different than any other glass. You just have to cut it, and there is a different kind of running pliers that's required if you need to run it. But other than that, you can just cut it like any other glass, and your tools are very similar. Typically, a pair of grousing pliers in the plate industry are called duckbills, and then your running pliers are still called running pliers, except they're fabricated a lot differently, and they're about $400. So they're quite a bit different. But as far as cutting it, it's glass.
Did we do that for
We
Carla?
did for Carla.
Okay, I was just going to leave it orange for a little while.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you,
Matches
Carl.
my shirt. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you, everyone that gave super chats and
Super stickers.
Next week, I'm going to practice my
Super thuper.
speech so I can talk.
It's all good, guys. It's all good.
Okay.
So we got a project that we're working on. We're already starting to work on designing of new Christmas ornaments for the holiday season. We are working on finishing up phase 2 for Drunken Jacks, and that'll be going in shortly.
Okay. All right, Ed. Do you have anything you want to add tonight?
I just want to tell everybody thank you for being who they are and bringing joy to our lives.
I said heck.
That's right. Hey, this is a family-oriented show.
That was Mary made me do it. Okay. So
Mary has a voice.
I think we're going to have pizza tonight. It's crazy, right? We're on a diet, but I'm going to have thin crust.
Okay.
Are you going to have thin crust?
No,
But he's not going to eat a lot.
I'm not going to eat a lot anyway.
But we hope you all have a great week. Happy cutting. And
Stay out of
practice.
trouble. Those of
Stay
you,
out of trouble, yes.
everybody, enjoy the free gifts that Karen gave to 5 people. Thank you, Karen.
Yes.
Tell your man hello for us. And
Thank you, everyone that came out tonight. Thank you for the super chats and super
Stickers.
stickers and super thanks. We really appreciate
And
each and every one of you.
you guys get a
here
super
tonight.
thanks from us. So for the ARTyRV channel, everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. We appreciate it. And I'm trying to get to the right screen. And thank you very much.